Fancy intro music, yeah! Woo! Hey there, Star Trek Fleet Command fans. Welcome back to another edition of the video on the channel, where today we'll be making a lot of hand motions to distract you from the Absolution arc. It's actually pretty good. In fact, I'm willing to do the Absolution arc. I wouldn't do the Absolution arc if it was named the Abstinence arc. We don't support that around here. That was really stupid. Now, what we will talk about today are some of the concerns that you have raised over the past couple days. We're not going to talk about the research builder $20 fiasco. We already covered that in a video. But there have been some things that you've brought up that I want to talk about, as well as a couple things that you might not know. Today, I got to sit down with a couple of the devs and have a conversation to answer some of the basic questions and maybe even bring you some stuff that you didn't know existed. For example, if you look in your wonderful battle pass, yeah, that thing, the cool thing behind me, you'll notice that in there are shards for Jayla. The free-to-play path is going to give you 5 of them, as well as Borg Mega Cube Directive. The Mega Cube? Borg, you say? Wow. But we'll worry about the Borg next time. I've hyped up the Borg enough. Remember when I made the video about the Borg and the Mega Cube? Trust me, it wasn't good then. I don't know if it's going to be good now, but you've already been prepared for it. But the Jayla stuff is very interesting. If you look at the uncommon swarm stuff that's going on right now, a mechanic they've added to the game. Now, it's only for this portion that I know of at the moment, but hopefully good praise and many thank yous will lead it to going in other places. You can actually win Jayla shards. Yes, the queen bee herself. This one. By being the leader in a swarm mata. Yes, you heard that right. You can win Jayla shards, officer shards as a reward. Don't believe me? Here's screenshots. Don't believe that? I literally confirmed it with multiple devs in case people were trolling me. Nowonshall. Shout out Nowonshall for the screenshots. You can get Jayla shards from swarm mods. I think that's a fantastic addition to the game. That type of quality of life improvement for allowing you more ways to get things in the game is exactly the type of thing that you've asked for. You not only did you want Jayla to be in the game, now you're getting Jayla in more ways than you could ever get any officer before. Like, name another officer you got from an armada. I'll wait. We actually don't have time for that. We got to get going, and I feel goofy. So, no abstinence arc. That's a good one. Don't y'all dare name it abstinence. Don't do it. But anyway, moving on to the next point, which I think has been critical for a lot of you, and that's been the build time of the USS Franklin A. And the main concern is the fact that if you're scrapping a Franklin, then what are you going to do about the fact that you now have no Franklin because the Franklin A takes so long to build? You're talking about 2-month build time. Now, I know the basic answer for all of you is going to be, hey, speed ups. I've got them, you've got them, Latinum's got them, speed it on up. And for those who don't remember, I'll show it in a second, there is, for those that are level 39, we've got the ability to hop in and do the Sci Visum Pecum Barrel Bellum event, you'll see it in a second, where we can then skip through a lot of that painness. But once you get the blueprints, you're not prepared for it because when you're just looking at this 4-star ship, you're going, oh man, it's a 4-star ship at level 35. Awesome. Not realizing 4-star ships have extremely high build times. Just for reference, if you scroll over to the ISS Jelly, which way is the ISS Jelly? It's this way, right? Yeah, I think it's this way. There's the ISS Jelly. I've built one, but you don't have the blueprints, you don't know. This is 100 days build time, 60 days build time on the Franklin A. That's a big sticker shock for a lot of players who weren't aware that's a thing. And I've talked to them about it and I've expressed that concern. We passed that along. And while they don't have any type of immediate fix, it is something they are considering. Now, I know a lot of you people are going to go, look, when they consider things, they don't actually change things. I don't know if they will or not, but I do think that you should take comfort in knowing that your problem has actually been passed to the devs and now they're going to actually review it. Because I know a lot of people feel like you don't even get heard. On this subject, you have been heard. I want to talk about a good piece of news, though, and I kind of want to end this segment with this, or this video with this. I feel like this is a great piece of news, so I'm actually going to spend a little bit of time talking about it. Yes, getting Jayla is fantastic. Yeah, the having to wait months for your Franklin A to build is kind of annoying. At the same time, there's a third thing that's happened that hasn't gotten discussed enough, and it needs to. And that's not, by the way, a dig at DJ or Nowonshall, because there's so much stuff happening that we all cover everything, and I haven't got to listen to DJ's podcast from the last episode. So if he mentioned this, Well, shout out DJ. If he didn't, I beat you to something. Probably not. I love you, DJ. You're awesome. Go play Among Us with DJ. It's like one of the most fun times you'll have at night. So what they've done is, if you know about the boards coming up, the new leaderboards that are approaching, remember, you can get the Franklin A through leaderboards. We have events coming up that allow you to do that. If you missed that, is actually covered in your Swarm Event Details newsletter. Or if you scroll down to these different ones, which one is it? I'm trying to remember which one it is. I think it's the Improve My House. Yes, Improve My House event. Players level 35 and above are eligible to compete for Franklin A refit tokens, while all players 20 plus can fight for an epic Jayla avatar. Most people don't care about the avatar, but as you see, there is a solo leaderboard. Here's the key to the leaderboards. They have heard you and kept the 2-level brackets. They even changed it to make it easier for some of the higher level players. Now, what do I mean when I say 2-level brackets? If you remember, there was a time where our brackets were like level 20 to 29 and 30 to 39. Well, the brackets here are going to be 35, 36. I'm sorry, wait, 34, 35, 35, 36. 37, nope, I had it right the first time. I'm gonna count backwards because that's easier. 38, 39, 36, 37, 34, 35. Okay, 2-level brackets. You're not having to compete with everybody. You're competing with people directly in your range. And if you remember from the last time we had to do these auction style things, not just solo leaderboards, but auction style events, that you had a 40 bracket that went from 40 to 45. Well, they cut that down to 41, 42, or 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, and then everything above that. So now you have the super whales fighting with each other, the dolphins fighting with each other, free-to-play fighting with each other, low spenders fighting with each other. These bracket changes are a fantastic quality of life improvement because they make some of these events that you would never consider trying to participate in now worth going after. And if you read the event, Improve My House, G3, G4 uncommon or better materials, or spin frequency modulators, upgrading stuff, to then place in these rewards. Now, we can call them auctions or whatever, I don't care. The point being, the bracket limitations that we put in now allow more players from different level groups to actually win, instead of it being set to where there's only big spenders that are big winners. I think that's a great improvement. It still allows those spenders to win their brackets, but with the brackets more condensed, now you're able, as a lower spender or a more free-to-play player, to actually participate. Now, if you still can't win, I'm sorry. I still, in general, dislike auctions. But I do appreciate them listening to some of the complaints and taking positive feedback, which was the brackets being 2 levels per in the last auction set for the refits, and saying, hey, people like that. We're going to stick with that bracket idea. So shout out, Overlords. We give a little hand clap there because that is better than my abstinence arc joke. It's a knee slapper, I tell you. It's a good one. For real, though. So here we have 3 things in this video. You can get Jayla in Armadas. That's a new mechanic, and that's fantastic. If you are the leader of the Armada, by the way. So when Nowonshall won it, he won it as the leader using an ISS Jelly. Didn't even have to use the Franklin. You get a chance to win Jayla shards. Number 2, remember number 2? I actually just played. What was number 2? Number 3 is the brackets. That's a good thing. And then number 2 was the fact that the build time of the Franklin A is very high. The only thing I can really say about that is remember that it is a 4-star ships, and those ships simply take longer to build and do anything with. So there is a grind aspect there. And for those who haven't made it into the 4-star area, I'm sitting on my ISS Jelly. Trust me, it is a grind and a process, but it is nice that they're trying to make little things happen that make it easier. So when we call out the bad, we got to call out the good. And thank you once again to the dev team for answering these questions and providing this intel and these quality of life changes. Whatever you think needs to go in the comment section down below. You need to smash that like button. Looks like this. Smash it. Like that. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow for all the latest news, gaming ideas, Star Trek, sexiness, me, everything. We love you. Check out the Discord if you haven't joined already. Shout out also to Nowonshall for the screenshot. Shout out to UltimatDJz for the podcast. Shout out to Fortis. I still think you're around. I love you. I miss you. Come back to me. Fortis is around. I'm just messing with you. Y'all be great. Live long and prosper. Stay safe with the Space Cowboys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Remember, Spock doesn't go on the Enterprise. Live long and prosper. All the best.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.